Kelsey. This is my channel, The Fancy Hat Lady Reads. I'm wearing one of my fancy booktube hats, and today I'm doing another BooktubeSFF Babbles / Top 5 Wednesday crossover video. I'll leave information both for the BooktubeSFF Awards, which is where the prompts for the Babbles come from, as well as to the Top 5 Wednesday group down below, so that you can check those out and join in the future if you'd like to. And today's topic is top 5 SFF books that you want to read. So I've given myself some semi-arbitrary restrictions to help me pick out this list. First of all, these are all books that I already own, so they're not books that I'm planning on getting from the library. I figure if I don't want to read them strongly enough to buy them, then they just aren't going to make it onto this list. And that also precludes anything that hasn't been released yet. And two, these are all books that I think I'm realistically going to get to in the next few months, if not definitely by the end of 2017. I often make books that, even books that I'm really excited for, wait their turn. So there are plenty of books that I'm just as excited about as these, but I don't want to talk about those just here and now because I know I'm not going to read them for another year or so. So first on this list is going to be the book that I'm most excited to read from my TBR for this month. This month I'm planning on reading The Girl Who Soared Over Fairyland and Cut the Moon in Two by Catherynne and Valentye. I have a sort of big picture goal of finishing this series by the end of 2017. I own all of the books in the Fairyland series. This is the third one. The fourth is The Boy Who Lost Fairyland, and the fifth is The Girl Who Raced Fairyland All the Way Home. These are middle grade fantasy and they are totally brilliant. Next, I have a fantasy classic that I've been meaning to read for a very long time to sort of continue my further, I guess, academic understanding of the fantasy genre, and that is The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsany. Last year I read Lord of the Rings for the first time, and I wanted to continue in that vein of sort of reading some of these older classics. I got totally stuck, though, on The Once and Future King. I read through to the end of The Sword and the Stone. I was not liking it. I put it aside, and I'm not going to let myself read this one until I've finished this one. So this is my motivation to finish The Once and Future King or DNF it once and for all. Because I'll need to read this one before I let myself pick up, say, The Princess and the Goblin, or my grown-up academic reread of the Alice books in deluxe annotated form. The next book on this list is the first book that I have pre-ordered since 2015. It was in my last book haul, and it's Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This just came out. It is the first book in a young adult fantasy duology, and it's one of the only, like, super hyped books of this year that I've let myself get excited for, and I'm excited for it. And then the fourth book on this list is one that I have had for so long and heard so much about that I kind of forget that I haven't actually read it yet, which is bad because I can't forget that I haven't read it yet, because if I do, I'll never read it. It's also the only sci-fi book on this list, and that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This is marketed as more of a literary fiction book, but it does take place in the future, so it is sci-fi, and I think you all know what this book is about. And then the fifth and final book I have on this list here is the only anthology on this list for me today, and that is the Starlit Wood New Fairy Tales. This has stories from so many authors I already know I like, and so many authors whose work I really want to try. It is physically beautiful, and these are all retellings, and many of them are retellings of more obscure fairy tales that you don't often get retellings of, and that's something that excites me a whole lot. I've heard nothing but good things about this anthology. I've heard that the stories span a wide variety of styles, but that they're all incredibly strong. So there you go, there's my list of 5. I feel like I could do like a whole separate video of like 5 books that I think I'm absolutely going to love that I'm probably not going to get to anytime soon, but I'm not sure what the point of that video would be because, you know, I'm not gonna get to those books anytime soon. These are all ones that in a realistic, practical sense you will see me reading and talking about on this channel over the next few months. Anyhow, let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if there are any SFF books that you are super crazy excited to read in upcoming months. I hope you're having a nice day. That is all. Bye for now.